Process-based goals is what we're going to be talking about today, specifically why they are better and more effective than results-based goals. If you don't know who I am, my name is Ray. I have been obsessed with lifestyle optimization and self-improvement for about 3 years now. If you prefer to fill your brain with this kind of educational, valuable content as opposed to brain rot, slop kind of content, definitely consider subscribing and joining this community of ambitious young men who are thirsty for growth, thirsty for self-improvement, of which I'm sure you are. I have been interested in and wanted to build multiple different online businesses for about 3 years. I discovered online business and self-improvement basically at the same time. It was at this point that I actually started to set clearer goals for myself. Not super clear goals, because that was kind of the issue, but these goals were much clearer than any of the goals that I had set prior. Because obviously, setting goals is a huge part of self-improvement. What kind of goals do you think I set? Do you think I was like really specific about it? No, I literally just said I want to make X amount of money from Y business model. I said I wanted to achieve my dream physique. I said I wanted to increase my intelligence. Very, very vague goals, results-based goals. I put so much thought into achieving the goals, how that would look and how that would feel, that I didn't put any focus really on the systems that I would need to establish in order to get there. And because I had created this asymmetry between theorizing the result and actually thinking about the process and sort of creating the process, I didn't have any blueprint. I didn't have any clarity in which direction to go in. And as a result, I didn't push the needle daily. And I didn't achieve the goals. A results-based goal, which is the kind of goals that I set for myself many years ago, is a goal that focuses specifically on the result. It's pretty self-explanatory, right? It's kind of in the name. And it's not particularly a bad thing. I still do set results-based goals. I just do it in kind of a different way. And I will talk about that more towards the end, like how I kind of do that. But the kind of goals that I set mostly now are process-based goals. Obviously, once again, it's in the name, goals that focus more on the process, the blueprint, the actual action towards the result. A great example of this would be building a personal brand, which is exactly what I'm trying to do currently by making these videos. Like and subscribe, by the way. A results-based goal could be to reach 1,000 subscribers. A process-based goal could be to upload 50 different videos, each with their own calls to action, across the next 6 months. With the results-based goal only, I'm just putting myself into a minefield with one specific objective, which is just to get to the other side of the minefield, to get to the 1,000 subscribers, but I have no clear direction. I haven't given myself a strategy to follow. I might step on a mine. I might go the wrong way. With a good process-based goal, I'm putting myself into the exact same minefield, but this time I'm actually establishing a consistent strategy to use, basically a secure path to take. And instead of keeping my eyes on the end of the minefield, the other side with the 1,000 subscribers, I'm keeping my eyes on the ground. I'm looking at the direction I'm taking. I'm focusing on not stepping on mines. I'm focusing on pushing the needle and just getting closer. Another example of this would be achieving my dream physique. I could say that I want to look like David Lade. Or I could say that I want to complete 20 different gym sessions throughout this month. I want to stay very consistent with my slight caloric surplus. I want to be tracking my lifts, making sure that I'm constantly lifting with intensity. Obviously, I'm not going to look like David Lade after just 1 month, but maybe I will many years down the line after, many different months of this same kind of process-based goal setting, and consistency. Process-based goals are more effective than results-based goals because you're forced to focus on the action as opposed to the result. Instead of just telling yourself to somehow get from the UK to Australia, you're telling yourself to go to this website, to purchase this ticket, to get in your car, drive to the airport, to get on this plane, and then to land in Sydney. You can guarantee the success of process-based goals because it's all based off just the practical action that you have the free will to take. Once again, for example, I can guarantee to make 50 different YouTube videos over the next 6 months. I can't guarantee that I'm going to get 1,000 subscribers, but I am far more likely to get the 1,000 subscribers from completing the process-based goals, from uploading the 50 different videos. And in the absolute worst case scenario, I get like, I don't know, like 300, 400, 500, like 50 videos, you're bound to get like a good amount of sort of reach. So even if that end result, that results-based goal isn't guaranteed, but you still sort of complete the process-based goal, you're going to probably get further than if you didn't have the process-based goal. If you just said to yourself, I want to somehow get 1,000 subscribers. I don't quite know how, I just want to get it. So how can you practically execute on this idea of process-based goals? What can you do right now? Here's what I do. So I first establish a result-based goal. So I first think about where I want to end up, because obviously the result is still very important, right? You want there to be an end to the minefield. You don't just want to be all process and no result and just be wandering around the minefield forever. But once I have established this end goal, usually I'll have different pages in my Notion for different life arcs. Life arcs are basically my idea for different seasons of your life dedicated to specific goals. I'm actually going to be releasing a paid product, sort of like a community sort of thing, over the next few weeks. So if you're interested in that, stick the bloody hell around, subscribe, do the engagement things. I'll then make a column for the process-based goals that lead to the results-based goal, but I'll put it like specifically on the left. So I'll put it like just before the results-based, because the process-based is before the result. I'll throw up an example image. But then, if one of my process-based goals is to upload 50 videos over the next few months, I will make sure that at the very end of the day, when I sit down to write out my tasks for the next day, that I include whatever the next step is in creating and uploading these videos, whether it's filming, scripting, editing, journaling about ideas. I'll make sure that tomorrow I am tasked to push that needle to actually like achieve that process-based goal, or obviously get closer. But yeah, dude, process-based goals are the meta. They're more effective. They provide more clarity when it comes to which direction to actually take, which directly correlates to less brain fog and decision fatigue. If you aren't already doing them, do them. And you know what else you should do? Funny enough, you should actually like the video as well. And maybe you should also comment as well. Maybe you should also subscribe as well. But no, definitely subscribe if you prefer this kind of content, if you like what I have to teach. Send this video to your nan, just in case she wants to use this system to restructure the weekly shopping list. Well, you never know. Goodbye.